Hello, authors and future authors. My name is Stephanie from Perucci Publishing, and today I am going to give you part 2 of our series on how to write a page-turning nonfiction book that's not a bore. And what I want you to do is like, subscribe, comment, and click the bell so that you get notified every time I go live or post anything with content for helping you write and market your best-selling book. So today we're going to go through 6 through 10, 5 more incredible ways that you can write a page-turning nonfiction bestseller that's not a bore. The reason we're doing this series is because every day someone tells me, I want to write a nonfiction book, but I know it's a highly competitive market. I'm not a celebrity. I am an expert, but I'm having a hard time finding something unique to write about. And so that's why I'm going to go through with you a few different ways that authors of mine have written incredible, non-boring nonfiction books. Number 1, my friend Alice Emerson wrote an incredible book called Divorcing My Beliefs, where she used the angle of finding oneself in a very progressive way. This book hinged on healing from cancer, sex, love, relationships, divorce, dating after divorce. For a woman of a certain age, it provided a tale of an underdog and someone who healed herself from cancer through some very non-traditional ways. So I think writing a nonfiction book with some non-traditional, even progressive ideas is a unique way to tell the tale of an otherwise boring healing story. Even though healing is cool, a lot of people write about healing from cancer. What Alice did was she tethered the book to her journey of divorcing, finding out she had cancer, and then finding herself in a way that doesn't shy away from exciting things like sexuality and dating and other issues for women of a certain age. Number 7, how to write a nonfiction book that's a bestseller and not a bore, is to be very future forward. I'm working with the photojournalist Amy Harris, who's actually going to write a book about free speech and how even though journalists are committed to free speech, they're among those who have the most pressure to tell a slanted side of the story, even though they're objectively taking pictures or recording an event. And so a book that's very future forward. Along with that, number 7 ways to write nonfiction books that are bestsellers and not bores is to start a movement with your book. So I'm working with the veteran Sergeant Major retired Mark Spicer, who's starting a PTSD movement through his book. I'm also working with Han-Son Lee, the founder of Daddy Life, and he is looking to increase paternity leave from 2 to 4 weeks in the UK. So using your nonfiction book to start or spark a movement is another incredible way that you can write a book that's not a bore. So that covers 6, finding oneself in a unique, progressive way. Number 7, be very future forward. And then number 8, start a movement with your book. Now, number 9, how to write a nonfiction book that is a bestseller and not a bore, is to tell the heartwarming story of an underdog, specifically in the David versus Goliath way, where the author or the protagonist in your book can kind of emerge as this savior. So my author, Tim Murphy, founder, and he's the CEO of Boomers Parks right now. He's writing the story of how when he took Boomers Parks over, he was able to turn the company around from $65 million in debt to now, in less than 2 years, a company grossing $14 million during a pandemic when theme parks were hit the hardest for a variety of reasons. So he's telling the underdog, the David versus Goliath story. And right now, if you grab a copy of Publishers Weekly, I'll tell you what, people love stories of the underdog during the pandemic finding a way to survive and thrive during a situation that was heartbreaking and making people go postal for so many reasons, valid reasons. And number 10, the unlikely hero heals. Right now I'm working with a man named Pravin Kalal, who is an engineer who engineered healing from cancer. He was given 6 months to live. He called me yesterday. He just ran 5K and he's just thriving in his life after he was given a terminal diagnosis because he used his engineering mind to engineer his healing from cancer. So he's telling the healing story in a very unique way from the perspective of an engineer, which is going to help so many people who are not into the meditation and the woo-woo and all that other holistic healing, Eastern medicine. It's going to help people who want to engineer healing be open to alternative ways of healing. So that's a very unique perspective on the healing story. I want you to write a nonfiction book that doesn't suck. So if you want to write a nonfiction page-turning bestseller that's not a bore, continue to watch this video series. Go check out video number 1, and I will continue to give you ideas of how great authors, some of them that I've been talking about in this series, are already Wall Street Journal bestsellers. I'm going to tell you how they write unique nonfiction stories because honestly, no one wants to read your memoir. We really want you to remember when you're writing your nonfiction book to make it unique, always think of the reader and what's in it for him or her. And instead of casting a wide net, I really want you to focus, instead of a bird's eye view, I want you to focus on a very small, target, responsive niche that you can bless with your book, okay? So get writing right now. I'm sure this video has inspired lots of thoughts. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will get back to you with your comments. Have a beautiful day, writers.